Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to the conversation. So today I got a pretty interesting topic for you guys, and the question is LeBron James running away from a fight with Kawhi Leonard? So that's what I'm going to get into in this episode today. Let's get right into it. So I've been reading some of the comments, and I know some of you guys say, hey, why don't you talk about other teams? Why don't you talk about other sports and all these different things? So let me just quickly address that before we get into the content here. So a couple of things. As I said before, you guys know I'm a huge Kawhi Leonard fan, Kobe fan, and all of this stuff. I'm also liking Michael Jordan, spending a lot of time learning about him and his legacy and all of this stuff. So I like to talk about these combination of topics. Another thing is that in the past, we've spoken about a plethora of topics and about a bunch of different NBA players. It's just that you guys have not seen a lot of those episodes. So what we're going to do is we created another channel. It's called Dreamerspro Short Clips. So you guys can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's one of our featured channels called Dreamerspro Short Clips, where you guys can go there and check out some of our old clips when we're trying to grow the channel that a lot of you guys have never ever seen. Now, we all are currently going through a lockdown. I'm shooting this video in Lagos, Nigeria. We've been in a quarantine for about 2 weeks now or so, and they're not letting people out. I mean, yes, you can go to the grocery store and all of this stuff, but we're waiting to see what happens. And it's the same thing around the world, especially in the United States. I think the governor of California told Californians that they should stay home or whatever it is. I don't know what the current state of situation is out there in California. So if there are any of you guys from LA or in California, whatever it is, that live there, can you just guys leave some comments in the comment section below to let us know exactly what the situation is like out there, so some of us can understand what it's like on the ground level to see what's really going on the ground over there. So we'd really appreciate that if you guys just chipped in and let us know what's actually happening out there. Now, there's been a lot of talk about when the NBA season is going to resume. A lot of people have been hoping and wishing. The thing I keep hearing the most about is that they're thinking of resuming the season in, I believe, June. That's what I'm hearing. That's what a lot of people are saying, June. And we're going to do a podcast episode about that where I really delve into that a little bit deeper and talk about some other things that we're going to be releasing this week as well. So you guys can go out there and check that out as well. Dreamerspro Podcast, once again, description's in the link below. We're on Spotify and iTunes, so make sure you guys check that out. But what I've been hearing is that they're trying to bring the season back. Now, for the last few weeks now, we've been hearing a lot of players, the NBA players, going much more on social media, on YouTube, and doing these live streams on Instagram and all of this stuff, and just giving you their takes on what they think is really going on, when the season is going to come back, what are their thoughts on it, and all of this. And LeBron has seemed to be a little bit pessimistic. He doesn't really seem like he wants to come back this season. That's been what I've been hearing from a lot of different places, just following sports like ESPN and all these other channels. And a lot of people are saying that, LeBron doesn't seem too keen on coming back this season. Other people have been saying that this could be his really last great opportunity to go out there and win a championship, because you guys remember the last time the NBA was, games were being played, the Lakers had the number 1 seed in the Western Conference and the number 2 seed overall in the NBA. They had come off 2 really good wins against the Milwaukee Bucks and the Clippers in a back-to-back effort. So they had been playing really well, and they seem to have been hitting their stride. And then this pandemic broke out, and all of a sudden, everything just grinded to a halt. And now we're waiting to see when the NBA season is going to resume. Now, a good amount of people have been picking the Lakers to win the championship. And people have been talking about the fact that there's rest now. Everyone's going to be rested. Like LeBron was going at 200 miles an hour. So now with this forced pause in games, he would allow himself to rest his body up. And people like Skip Bayless had picked him to win the Finals MVP and the regular season MVP, which I don't understand because he was picking the Clippers. But anyway, so a lot of people that seem to be pro LeBron and feeling like this forced break would be very, very, very useful to him. But he seems to not be all that keen on coming back. And I'm beginning to wonder, why is that? Okay. We all know that the number 1 threat the Lakers have is the Clippers. Some of you guys may say, well, the Milwaukee Bucks, they have the number 1 seed. Yeah, the only problem is that the Clippers play in the same conference as the Lakers. So in order for the Lakers to actually face the Milwaukee Bucks potentially, they first have to deal with the other team in their arena, which is the Los Angeles Clippers, who currently have the number 2 record in the NBA. So they're the first real legitimate threat to LeBron's championship aspirations and hopes. So a lot of people are wondering, hey, listen, man, but dude, you guys already have the #1 record. You just finished beating the Clippers. Why aren't you more amped to get back to these games? Because this seems to be the prime moment for you to go out there and win your championship. I think you're 34, 35 years old. Next year, you're going to be a year older. So why wouldn't you want to seize this moment? Now, throughout this entire lockup, we haven't heard anything from Kawhi Leonard. We haven't heard any statements from him. Although we've been seeing some videos that have been posted by certain Clippers players, including Doc Rivers on the Clippers Instagram account, where you're just saying, be patient. We're all staying ready, and other players like Pat Beverly and Paul George and all these guys are just basically letting the fans know that, hey, listen, we're working really hard. We're trying to stay in shape, and we're getting ready for when the season resumes again. Now, this season, LeBron James is averaging about 25.5 points a game, over 10 assists, and I believe 8 or 7 rebounds or so. He's playing about 35 minutes a game. He's shooting roughly 50% from the field, about 70% from the free throw line. He's getting you over a steal a game, and he's leading the league in assists. So he's having a career year when it comes to assists, and he's never led the league in assists before. So he's having a really good individual year. Him and AD seem to be clicking really well offensively. They seem to have found their stride. The Lakers and Frank Vogel, who's the head coach of the Lakers, have seemed to come up with some sort of formula for success, and that's why they've been able to do so well thus far. Now, if we look right across the hallway with the Clippers have also been coming on recently. They've been winning some games, and the Clippers have won, I believe, I think they won 7 out of their last 8 games, and the only loss that they had was against the Lakers. So for me to see LeBron not really that enthusiastic to come back, it made me think to myself, is he running from Kawhi Leonard? Now, you guys have to know, Kawhi Leonard is averaging about 27 points a game, 5+ rebounds, and 5+ assists and over 7 rebounds, shooting roughly 47% from the field, 36% from the three-point line, 88% from the free throw line, and getting you about 1.8 steals a game. So he's been putting up really stellar numbers, but it's beginning to make me wonder, hey, dude, are you running from this dude? Because listen, when the season resumes, and I'm one of those people that believes the season will resume and there are going to be NBA games, I think the Clippers are going to be coming for the Lakers. And if you guys don't believe me, in a recent interview where Doc Rivers was speaking to the press, he said, listen, the game that the Lakers beat us, we played our D game. That wasn't even our best game. And then that might have been a message not only to the Lakers, but to the league. Like, hey, listen, don't get it twisted. We want to roll. Right before playing the Lakers, they had won 6 games in a row. They lost that game and they bounced back immediately back to their winning ways. It was the first time you saw the full complement of all of their players being healthy and playing together, and they were looking really scary. You saw what they did to the Houston Rockets. They just completely stifled them, and they beat them at their own game at playing small ball. So the Clippers were really hitting their stride, and everyone knew that these guys were beginning to turn it on. And a lot of people that had picked them to come out the Western Conference earlier in the season were beginning to look right, because these guys were turning it on at the right time. Kawhi Leonard was picking up some of the toughest defensive assignments in the league at the moment. He was picking up the best defensive players. He did a really good job on Devin Booker. They played a lot of great team defense on John Morant, and they were doing really well up until this break. So for me, it just makes me feel like LeBron is running from a fight from Kawhi, because I think, like a lot of you out there, definitely think that the Clippers and the Lakers were going to clash in the playoffs. And I was picking the Clippers to win that confrontation. But now, hearing that LeBron doesn't seem to be too keen on coming back this season, it really makes me wonder what's the real reason for that. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think that LeBron is potentially running away from a fight from Kawhi Leonard, or do you think I'm looking too much into this? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and follow us on the Dreamerspro Podcast. Once again, the description is in the link below. And also check out the Dreamerspro Short Clips channel, where we have a whole bunch of different types of videos about a whole bunch of different types of sports topics that you guys can go out there and check out. in your free time. They're really short clips, so they're not going to take a lot of your time. So make sure you guys go check that out. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and stay safe. Peace.